Hey everyone, I'm the Anime Watcher, and today I spent 42 hours researching what-if scenario in Demon Slayer, and found 10 what-if scenario that can change Demon storyline completely. What if number 1? What if Giyu Tomioka came to save Tanjiro Kamado's family on time? If Giyu faced Muzan, he would put all his strength and skill to try to kill him in the name of the Water Hashira. But knowing that Giyu didn't win against 𝐭𝐫𝐫𝐲 in the fight with Tanjiro, he would have no hope against Muzan. But he would buy some time for Tanjiro and his family to escape, and he would get killed by Muzan in the end. In this scenario, if this happened, Giyu would still be able to tell Tanjiro to go to Mr. Urokodaki's place and train to be a demon slayer. But this time, we wouldn't have cute demon Nezuko, but we would have Nezuko as a demon slayer. The other members of his family would be protected somewhere under demon slayer control, because Muzan would still be hunting them down. And the most important part is that Nezuko's mother would be the only person who knew the hiding place of the blue spider lily. So Shinobu might be able to find the way to cure demons back to humans because her whole goal was to prove to her dead sister that demons couldn't be friends. But in the end, she would prove herself wrong because she would find the way to cure demons by the blue spider lily. If Giyu died, the battle on Mount Nadaguma would change completely. Nezuko would also be able to fight as a demon slayer, but she would probably be weaker than cute demon Nezuko, so the battle might end up with them all dead. And now Shinobu would be the only Hashira to go to Mount Nadaguma. She would save Zenitsu as in the original storyline, but Inosuke might be dead because this time there would be no Giyu to save him. But in the original story, the Spider Father only sent Tanjiro to the sky with Nezuko on his back. So this time Nezuko might help Inosuke defeat the Father Spider. And Tanjiro would be sent to his death because Rui wouldn't waste his time talking to Tanjiro without the bond story that Nezuko sacrificed herself to save Tanjiro. So after Tanjiro was killed by Rui, Nezuko would be the successor of Sun-breathing and defeat Muzan by herself. She would be the trio with Zenitsu and Inosuke, and Nezuko and Zenitsu would become a couple of demon slayers because this time there would be no Tanjiro, and Nezuko would be a human. Nezuko would be the one who fought beside Tengen, but Tengen would also die by poison because this time she couldn't use her demon pink flame to burn the poison anymore. She would be the one who fought Upper Moon 4 with Mitsuri, and she would be the one who killed Muzan to avenge her brother. What if number 2? What if Muzan didn't kill Tanjiro's family? If Muzan never found Tanjiro's family, Tanjiro would still be a nerd kid who sold charcoal to support his family. If this happened, a lot more Demon Slayer Corps members would die in the incident on Mount Nadaguma with the Upper Moon 5 demon called Rui. Even though Tanjiro wasn't the one who killed Rui, his appearance saved a lot of people who were still trapped on that mountain before Giyu and Shinobu came. And if there were no Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu, they would never be a team. Rengoku would still die, but 400 people on the train would die because he had no help from these three and Nezuko. Moreover, Tengen, Mitsuri, and Giyu might die because they couldn't defeat the Upper Moon by themselves. Only Tokido would survive the Swordsmith Village arc, and he might continue to be a demon slayer until he retired. If there were no Tanjiro and Nezuko, Muzan would still be hiding and not coming to find Nezuko to eat her. So the big battle with Muzan might not happen until the next generation. And Ms. Tamayo would still hide from both Muzan and the Demon Slayer Corps. What if number 3? What if the master of the mansion was evil and teamed up with Muzan all along? What if Muzan wasn't rude to his bloodline and actually helped their royal descendants become richer and find the blue spider lily, or a demon who could withstand the sun? And that's why Master Kaguya Ubuyashiki created the final selection to kill many kids, and he didn't even give a damn at all. The more subordinates he had, the more he sent low-level demon slayers to Mount Nadaguma, knowing that there was probably a stronger demon living on that mountain. He acted kind to Tanjiro, but he was actually trying to kill him for Muzan many times because he knew that Tanjiro came from the sun-breathing bloodline. That's why we saw that Zenitsu didn't even get one mission yet, and Inosuke only got one mission after they became demon slayers. But Tanjiro got 3 missions already. All of them were higher level, and one of them was Muzan himself. He purposely sent Tanjiro to Tokyo, knowing that Muzan lived there. He hoped that Muzan would kill Tanjiro on the spot, but who knew that Tanjiro would attack him in the middle of the city in front of his fake family, making him unable to do anything but create a distraction. Thankfully, he met Ms. Tamayo there, but what if Ms. Tamayo was also evil and working with Muzan and Mr. Urokodaki? You know how strong Muzan is. He normally wouldn't let any low-level demon, even the lower moons, get under his radar. The only explanation is that Ms. Tamayo was playing a good cop and bad cop for them. But what about when Tanjiro smelled a good scent from both of them? Well, we all know how strong Ms. Tamayo's blood demon art is. Her spell could affect everyone from humans to upper-level demons. So she might have used her spell to manipulate Tanjiro and Nezuko into thinking that she had a pure heart. Even Yushiro was under her spell, and that's why he loved and was loyal to her so much. And that was also the reason why Master Kaguya Ubuyashiki knew that Ms. Tamayo existed. If this happened, all the curses of Muzan on every leader of the Demon Slayers were just fake curses from Muzan. And after their fake deaths, they would go back to living their rich secret lives in their palace. But why would the royalty need to do this if they were already rich? Well, not anymore in this modern politics. We have the voting system, and the king didn't get money and power whatever he wanted anymore like before. Furthermore, if Muzan ever found the blue spider lily, he would become immortal. He would invite all his descendants to join him as the immortal royal bloodline, since being immortal was what every king in the world desired and strived for, but never achieved. So to keep their royal power, they needed to team up with their demon ancestor, Muzan. Muzan would kill any politician for them by using his demon minions. In that way, no one would suspect the royalty at all. The royalty opened the Demon Slayer organization in secret, and the government lent money to the Demon Slayer Corps and the royalty in secret to avoid citizens knowing the appearance of demons. That's why for over 100 years, no Hashira could kill an upper moon, because the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps always sent them to the deadly missions and reduced the quality of the training. As you can see, there were so many trash demon slayers on Mount Naragumo. Muzan might have only teamed up with his royalty bloodline in this 100-year period, because it was the time when the royalty started to lose their power over the world and the politician power started to rise up. Master Kaguya Ubuyashiki purposely sent Rengoku and Tengen to the suicide missions, but he didn't expect Tanjiro and his friends to go there too. But it was a win one and lose one for them. After they killed the Upper Moon 6, Muzan was fuming and asked Master Kaguya Ubuyashiki to send him the location of the swordsmith village, so he purposely exposed the location of the village to the Upper Moon 5 and not to Muzan directly to avoid suspicion. But the reason why they kept the swordsmiths for so long was because they were the main money-making machine for the royal family to ask the government for more money. Plus, they wanted to keep this fighting back and forth with Muzan, and the royalty would continue to have all the power and money. What if number 4? What if Nezuko's mom came from a special breathing bloodline that nobody knew about? Remember, the sun-breathing bloodline was dark red, and its shape was just like fire. But Nezuko's demon mark was literally green, something that we never saw in any Hashira. Think about this. Nezuko's mom was the only person who knew the hidden location of the blue spider lily, which was not normal for a person living in a random village. Before their mom met their dad in the manga, they said Tanjiro's dad saved his mom from a demon attack. But we don't know where she came from, and she also had a special ability to create medicine and had a strong forehead. So what if she came from a hidden or special village that was concealed from normal people? And in that village was the only place that the blue spider lily could grow. And the reason why Nezuko could survive the sun was because when Nezuko was sick as a child, her mom went back to her hidden village to pick the blue spider lily to make medicine for her. And the leaf mark on her skin was actually the blue spider lily leaf all along. But we didn't notice that. What if number 5? What if Tanjiro was the one who became a demon, and Nezuko was the one who carried Tanjiro on her back? If this happened, Giyu might have a hard time fighting Tanjiro because Tanjiro would be a demon with more strength and skill. Giyu might kill Tanjiro because the only reason why he let Nezuko go was because he saw the skill that Tanjiro had and he thought he might be a good swordsman. But Nezuko had no fighting skill to impress Giyu. After that, he would send her to Mr. Urokodaki, but she might not have the special ability to communicate with Sabito's ghost like Tanjiro, and she would never be able to cut the biggest boulder of all time. So she will to find another teacher. Because even if she was angry at Giyu for killing her demon brother, she still wanted to avenge Muzan for killing her entire family. And there was no better training place than the Butterfly Mansion. Nezuko would learn flower breathing like Kanae, and they would become best friends. She might take less time than Tanjiro to become a demon slayer, because she wouldn't have to waste time to learn how to cut the boulder in half. If this happened, Nezuko would never go to Mount Nyiragumo like Zenitsu and Inosuke. And in this scene, she and Kanae would go with Tengen to fight Daki and Gyutaro because she would never be friends with Zenitsu and Inosuke in the first place. Based on Kanae's higher rank, she would beat Daki alone with no problem, and Nezuko and Tengen would both beat Gyutaro. At the end, all of them would be dead or injured because, as we know, after Gyutaro's head was cut, he would use his last ultimate blood demon art to explode the whole town, and this time there would be no Nezuko's flame to burn it down. What if number 6? What if Muzan killed all his royal bloodline? If Muzan killed all his royal bloodline, there would be no Master Kaguya Ubuyashiki and his wife and daughter. And if there were no Master Kaguya Ubuyashiki's wife and daughter to save Muichiro Tokito when he was attacked by a demon, Muichiro Tokito might dead because he can't move and those small worms starting to eat him up. And the mist-breathing Hashira might go to someone else. And if Muzan's royal bloodline was not the one who controlled and managed the Demon Slayer Corps, the other people or the sun-breathing bloodline users themselves would control the Demon Slayer Corps, because they were one of the original founders of the Demon Slayers. The upside would be that Muzan couldn't curse the leaders of the Demon Slayers to all die at the age of 20 or 30 anymore. So each leader of the Demon Slayers would live longer as normal humans, and the number of former leaders would drop from 95 to only 30 or 40. But the downside in this scenario would be that we all know that the Demon Slayers had a lot of resources and power to manage this big organization. They got unlimited money from the royalty because the royalty wanted to avenge Muzan for cursing all of them. If the leader of this organization was run by a random bloodline, the Demon Slayer Corps wouldn't look like this at all. They would be much poorer and raise money from rich families that they had saved from demons before. There would be no luxury big mansion and good food or uniform for them. It would be more like a volunteer swordsman group. There would be no final selection and no swordsmith village. But there would be a big community that was a victim of demon attacks that came together and ran the Demon Slayer organization. What if number 7? What if Yoriichi was born in the current era along with Tanjiro? We know that Yoriichi was the first ever human to create the breathing style, and his sun-breathing style was unmatched. Even Muzan ran and hid from him for a century until Yoriichi's death, and even his twin brother was mad and jealous of his strength, so he ran to Muzan to turn him into a demon for more power. So, what if Yoriichi's twin brother was born in this era? The Demon Slayer Corps might be doomed, as there would be no other breathing styles used by the Demon Slayers and also no Hashira, because remember, all breathing styles were created based on the original Sun breathing style. The Demon Slayers would use normal samurai or karate skills and many other martial arts to fight demons, but without breathing styles, they would not have the same strength as the demons. The entire Corps would be very weak, and the demons would be partying every day. But knowing Muzan, he would not randomly create more demons without a purpose. He is a smart man, so he would not kill all humans at once, or his food source would run out. He would keep the population of demons low enough to control. But this time, the upper moons and lower moons would be much stronger than before, because there would be no Hashira to kill them. Doma would become the Upper Moon 1 and Akaza would be Upper Moon 2, because Michikatsu and Yoriichi had not been born yet, and now in this era Yoriichi would be born and he would be older than Giyu Tomioka by a bit. Yoriichi would create sun breathing and introduce it to the Demon Slayer Corps for the first time. But this time, there would be no other breathing styles other than sun breathing because there would not be enough time to create them. The entire Demon Slayer Corps would use sun breathing only. Even though sun breathing was strong, remember that the demons would also be much stronger than in the original story. His twin brother Michikatsu would still be jealous of him, as Yoriichi would be stronger than him. He would still follow the old path by creating moon breathing style and asking Muzan to turn him into a demon. After he became a demon, he would immediately challenge Doma and Akaza to climb up the ranks to be the Upper Moon 1. And the Lower Moon 1 would also be as strong as an Upper Moon, because there would be no Hashira to kill them, and Muzan would not be angry at them. And Tanjiro, in this story, would be very close to Yoriichi, since they were from the same bloodline. Yoriichi would meet Muzan for the first time at Tanjiro's house when he tried to kill Tanjiro's family. Without knowing Yoriichi's strength, Muzan would not be scared of him, but Yoriichi would defeat him and run to the Infinity Castle to hide. In this story, Yoriichi would easily defeat all the Upper Moons by himself, and also Muzan, with only a little bit of help from the other Demon Slayers. What if number 8? What if demons existed around the world? If Muzan went on a rampage and created more and more demons around the world, soon enough, some demons would become stronger and stronger and could become the Demon King or the Demon Queen by themselves. In that case, the Demon Slayer Corps would send people to other countries and tell them to create Demon Slayer Corps in each country and become allies. So, what if this happened? Breathing styles and the Nichiren blades might not be the only things that they would use to defeat demons. The pirates and the Western countries would use the special ore to create guns and cannons to shoot demons. There would be a lot of styles, skills, and martial arts from around the world used to train and kill demons. They might create a school that graduates Demon Slayer Corps. Just imagine Tanjiro and his friends having to go to school to train, similar to Hogwarts from Harry Potter movies, and all the former Hashira being the teachers in that school. I don't know about you, but I would pay money to see that. The Demon Slayer Corps might be recognized by the government, but they would hide it from the citizens, just like in Harry Potter movies. What if number 9? What if Muzan found the blue spider lily by himself? If 𝐏𝐫𝐫𝐲 had successfully found the blue spider lily as Muzan had told him to do, the Demon Slayer Corps would be toast. Because Nichiren swords and sunlight are the only things that can kill demons. So if Muzan had absorbed the blue spider lily and become a demon who was immune to sunlight, nothing could kill him anymore. The only way to defeat him, if this really happened, would be to lock him up somewhere that he could not escape. The Demon Slayer Corps would have to build a big jail underground that was guarded by hundreds of demon slayers and some Hashira to protect the jail from Muzan breaking out and any other demons trying to break in to save Muzan. But after the Demon King was locked up in jail, the number of demons would drop because the demon slayers would continue to kill them and Muzan would no longer be able to create more demons. And the only way to get rid of Muzan forever would be to wait until humans discovered rockets that could fly into space, so they could put Muzan into a rocket and send him into the sun. What if number 10? What if Kanae Kocho didn't get killed by Doma yet? If Kanae survived Doma's attack or she killed Doma, a lot of the story would change. First, Shinobu's personality would not be like this. As we can see in the flashback, Shinobu's personality before her sister died was loud and extroverted. She would not put on that fake smile and talk to people normally. If her sister was still alive, Shinobu would still be a normal, high-ranking demon slayer, but she would not become a Hashira yet. Kanae Kocho would still be a Hashira who partnered with Rengoku and still went out on missions together. So if this story happened, the incident in Mount Nadagumo would still be followed by our 3 main characters. But this time, Giyu would save them alone because his partner Shinobu Kocho was not a Hashira yet. So Zenitsu might die, but there would be a huge change at the Mugen Train arc. Because Rengoku and Kanae Kocho were partners, the master Kaguya Ubuyashiki would send them both to the Mugen Train, and Tanjiro's story would still go on the same path. Because even though Shinobu Kocho was not there to witness the brother and sister's love and ask the master to take them into the Butterfly Mansion, remember, Kanae Kocho was even kinder than Shinobu, so she would be 1000% sure to take them into their mansion and train them. Except this time, they might learn the training technique from the flower-breathing Hashira herself, which is Kanae Kocho. So in this storyline, these 3 would be stronger than in the original storyline, except Zenitsu was dead. They would follow Rengoku to the Muzan train station, and Inosuke would run around back and forth annoying other people, because there would be no Zenitsu to stop him. But don't forget, this time Kanae Kocho would also be with them, so she might have an idea to stop Inosuke. This time, Rengoku would still take turns to protect 400 people on the train, but Kanae Kocho would be the one who decapitated Enmu, the lower one demon's head, instead of Tanjiro. So, if Tanjiro did not get injured by the train conductor because Kanae Kocho would save them, they would have the full force to fight with 𝐂𝐫𝐫𝐲, even though they would have 2 Hashiras, 2 demon slayers, 1 smart and 1 stupid, plus a little demon sister. They would still have a hard time killing 𝐂𝐫𝐫𝐲. Remember, in the manga, even Tanjiro's next level and Giyu with the demon slayer mark still did not win against 𝐂𝐫𝐫𝐲. But don't forget, Rengoku nearly decapitated 𝐂𝐫𝐫𝐲 that night, so he might come close with the help of Kanae Kocho. So if they were able to kill 𝐂𝐫𝐫𝐲 on the spot, this would be an even bigger success for Master Kaguya Ubuyashiki and the whole gang of demon slayers. This would be the first time in 100 years that they were able to kill an upper moon again. But not just a random upper moon, it was 𝐂𝐫𝐫𝐲, the upper 3. If 𝐏𝐫𝐫𝐲 died, Hantengu would become upper 3 and Gyoko would climb to upper 4. Gyutaro and Daki would be now upper 5. And the last one, the one-eyed female demon who controlled the Infinity Castle, would immediately become the new upper 6. The whole incident in the entertainment district would change because there would be no Zenitsu to save Tanjiro at the last moment and attack Daki with his Godspeed-like move. But even though there was no Zenitsu to save Tanjiro, Tengen would still jump to save Tanjiro on time because he had gotten up a long time ago. He was just playing dead, but he listened to everything that was happening. After Tengen and Tanjiro cut off Gyutaro's head, they would help Inosuke defeat Daki. But sadly, Inosuke would survive this fight alone with Daki. Next, the Swordsmith Village arc would stay the same, and Tanjiro would be the one who would help fight Doma with Kanae and Shinobu. Giyu would help Mitsuri and Obanai so they wouldn't die. Plus, Rengoku is still alive, and he will help Sanemi, the Wind Hashira, and the Stone Hashira defeat Muzan and the Upper Moon 1. So after all, Tanjiro might not become one of the Hashira because there is no Hashira death in this story. So that's all for today's video. See you at the next one.